Greetings, fellow learners from Central Christian College. It's your humble professor, Will Nicholas here. I'm coming to you from a Starbucks, and I'm having some pretty major difficulties with technology tonight. So this is going to be a very short um, class live Zoom. I'm actually recording it. I couldn't get into Zoom for some reasons. I'm actually just recording this. Um, and then I will load it up to YouTube and let you get a chance to look at it. I will try later on this evening as well as tomorrow to see what happened and why I couldn't get into Zoom. My other computer that I use for the Zoom uh, keeps shutting off. It's a brand new computer, which is a little bit troubling and a little disconcerting, more than a little disconcerting. So I'm just checking to see if anyone, okay, has logged in. I don't see anyone that has, any of you have logged in live, so hopefully you're going to watch this on the recording. Um, and also I'll get right to it, not to waste time because we won't be here that long as it is. I'm going to go ahead and give you your Bible verse now. We're going to go with Romans 8. I just feel impressed to share that. You can look it up if you like, and in order to get the extra credit, 2 points for watching this video, you just need to let me know that it is Romans 8. So I went ahead and gave that to you because actually I'm afraid I might forget it a little bit later. So one of the great things about technology is it's great when it works. But I am here at Starbucks, and I mentioned last week how great technology can be. So anyway, here we are. This week we talk about a few things. One of the things we talk about is human development, which is in and of itself a course that you probably will take somewhere along the lines. Child development or human growth and development, psychological development. When you look at those things, you also look at personality development. And personality is a very interesting concept. You know, God has created each of us with a specific purpose in mind, maybe more than one purpose, but I am convinced and convicted that God has a purpose in mind, had a purpose in mind, long before we were born, that He was going to create us for that purpose. I help, I think, I hope, I help people discover that purpose. In fact, my personal mission statement is, oh my gosh, inspiring others to realize their God-given purpose and pursue their greatest potential. So it's even a little bit more than discover. It's realize, because when you go to discover your purpose, it implies that you're going out somewhere on some kind of an expedition. And I don't think we need to leave anywhere to find our purpose, which is very much related to our personality, which I'll get into momentarily. But I believe we realize our purpose. And part of how we realize our purpose, in some ways, is just to be still and know that God is God. And He will not forsake us, and He will give us discernment and inspiration and epiphanies, if you will, to help us discover what He has in mind for our lives, what He had in mind from the beginning and what He has in mind now. Part of that is, and I do love to do workshops on helping people discover their personality. Jung, one of the psychologists that we learned about, Jung, as well as Freud and Adler, some of these early psychologists did write a lot and pursue and lecture on personality types, and as well as personality development. So there's typically the Myers-Briggs, which you have either already taken or will take, personality assessment. It kind of gives us 16 different temperaments. It's terrific. I love to use it. It's involved, and while psychologists and people like me like to use it, it is not as user friendly as many of the other, some would say, more informal personality temperament assessments are. Um, I like to use something called personality lingo, and I'll go ahead and put the link in the announcements that you can take a little personality test there as well. And basically, you have about roughly, you have 4 different personality types. No two people are exactly alike. There are 7 billion people in the world, and each person has a different thumbprint. That's hard to imagine, but it's true. Um, Likewise, no two personalities are exactly alike, but there are similarities, and there are trends, and there are what I like to call our true north. So some people are more interested in relationships and caring and compassion and feelings. Some people are more interested in discovering uh, new technologies and science, and um, they're not as concerned with uh, relationships. It doesn't mean they don't care about people. It doesn't mean they don't like relationships. It just means they're more interested in learning than they are about building relationships. There are those who are the planners who like to know what the rules are, like to establish rules, like to follow the rules, like to carry on traditions. Traditions are very important to those. And then there are the movers who like the action. They're the life of the party. They're going on. They solve problems quickly. They think outside the box. They don't necessarily like to follow the rules like the planners do. Um, but when I do this work and help people discover their personality type or temperament, if you will, it's and oftentimes it's the first step to discovering their purpose, because once people start to um, begin to understand what their true north is, they start to reflect on things that they've done in their life that have brought them joy, and more importantly, the things in their life that have brought joy to others. So, um, with that, part of the feedback they get is someone telling them, "I really like how you helped me get through that difficult situation." So that might be a person who's going to be a teacher or a counselor. Someone might say to someone else, "You really figured that problem out. I don't know what we would have done had you not been here." That might mean that they're going to be a technician or someone that works with technology. So um, someone might say, "You're so organized. You really help get this event to be successful." That could be a planner, someone who solves problems and figures things out, without following the rules, if you will, not necessarily breaking the rules, but looking at creative ways, I should say, to solve problems. So that's the next step, and then getting the feedback from people that we serve, takes another step into helping us discern our purpose. So I'm not a big fan, obviously, of evolutionary psychology. I don't believe in evolution myself. You may, and that's certainly your prerogative. Many people do. I can say that's their prerogative. But for me, I can't believe in evolution and believe in Christianity at the same time, or can't believe in evolution and believe in creation at the same time. So for me, I had to make a choice and decide what I was going to do, and I believe in creation. So that kind of negates this idea of evolutionary psychology, which is something that's alluded to in the lectures on this week. So, the lecture also begins with talking about the embryo and the zygote. Um, it's good to know. I won't spend much time on that. If you get into developmental psychology at the graduate level, that'll become more important. It's good to know it now. It's going to be on your test. So you need to know that, but I don't want to spend a lot of time tonight on that because, one, we're short on time, and secondarily, while it is important to know as you've taken a psychology course, uh, it's also not something that you're going to go use tomorrow, probably in your job or with your family or in your church. Understanding adult development and adult personality might be something that helps you understand yourself, your husband, your wife, your kids, your parents even, and understanding their personality type and what they go through in the stages of life uh, beyond childhood. One of the knocks on Freud's personality development theory was it stopped at childhood or early adulthood, and some of the others, Erickson, went on to realize that we go through personality development our entire life. So that's something very important. So, I'm going to load this up on YouTube so you have it. If you have one of the main things, of course, always is If you need me or have any questions or want clarification, please send me a message in the message tab in the course room. That's the best way. Of course, you have my cell phone number. You can call me or text me. I'll respond to that as soon as I can. But the most efficient way and the best way for you is the message tab. So please, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate. It's a very short course. Before you know it, like we're going into week, so we're in week 4 right now. We're finishing week 4. So before you know it, the course will be over. So don't let time go by. So with that, remember it's Romans 8. I'm going to shut down and load this up on YouTube, and I hope you do get a chance to watch this. Blessings.